Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Greer Industries, improving people's lives for more than a century.
Meteorologist Joe Hansel here with your latest forecast. First, the good news. Today is likely a dry day across the state as search and rescue efforts may still be ongoing for quite some time. Be safe out there if there are still some flooded areas after our extreme rain event that led to up to historic flooding, flash flooding, and river flooding. Another good news thing, these are all of the river and stream observations in the state. Green dots, no flood stage, so all the waters have receded. But that happened after a lot of moderate to major to historic flood stage that occurred. The Sand Run near Buckhannon, for the first time on its record, crested over 10 feet. So a record flood stage happened there, with that event recently. There is a trough extending north over the state. There is a very slight chance of an isolated shower. If any rain occurs, it's little to no additional accumulations. The main front that brought all the rounds of rain is stationary to the south over North Carolina. Charlotte, high of 80. We're watching for flooding and flash flooding potential in areas of the Carolinas, where the front is today. Also, on top of all the flooding, flash flooding, and river flooding, we also had a lot of severe weather, a lot of damaging wind reports. Some northern areas of the state, I'm still seeing some power outages reports late this morning. From Panhandle to Panhandle, upper 70s for highs, upper 50s for lows, dry. Eastern Panhandle, highs approaching 80, dry. Lows in the 50s tonight. Across our northern areas, still observing some power outages. Be safe out there if there are any flooded areas that still have to be not flooding. It may still take some time to remove all that water. Lows near 60. And to the south, likely dry. High near 81 in Huntington. In Charleston, a slight chance of a shower on Saturday. Better chances for the weekend south. Better chances of rain do return next week. I'll have to keep eyes on Monday night, Tuesday, risk of thunderstorms.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Live from West Virginia's capital city with news from across the state. This is Metro News Midday, presented by Salango Law with 13 News and Tonight Live anchor Amanda Barron and Metro News' Dave Allen.
It's a Thursday edition of Metro News Midday powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. We'll get to Open Line West Virginia coming up at the bottom of the hour. Nothing but your calls and texts then. And also I'm gonna get a little bit of an education on Roblox from Ryan Nicholson, our producer. It's Metro News Midday.
Metro News Midday is presented by Salango Law. SalangoLaw.com. Join in by calling 800-765-8255 or text 304-TALK-304. Let's go live to downtown Charleston. Here's Dave Allen.
It's a Thursday edition of Metro News Midday powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Open Line West Virginia coming up at the bottom of the hour. Nothing but your calls and text. 1-800-765-TALK. Text 304-TALK-304. Welcome into the show now from Ogden Newspapers. Good friend, Stephen Allen Adams. How you doing, my friend?
I'm still catching my breath. I just got off a media flight with West Virginia Air National Guard. They were taking a group of the C-130s, 6 of them, 4 from the West Virginia Air National Guard, 2 from Kentucky, that did a flyover of the Boy Scout Jamboree over in Fayette County. So that was cool. And then they did a demonstration cargo drop in the C-130 I was in over Logan County, over the one camp that they have there, demonstrating dropping a load from a back of a C-130. So I've only been on the ground for about 20 minutes, but I got to tell you, it was a great experience. I know our National Guard members are doing great work helping people in Upshur County, Lewis County, and whatnot. But don't forget, they're also trained to do military operations, and they're still doing that training.
Yeah, we just talked to Major General Seward last hour, and we want to give them an opportunity to talk about the work that they are doing there. Now, I want to give you a chance to talk about the area that you're from originally, because you were up there and surveying some of the not so much flood damage as much as it was wind and tornado damage. Talk about your experiences up there over the last couple of days.
Sure, absolutely.
And the area that we're talking about.
Yeah, Pleasance County. We're talking about an area just north of Belmont, West Virginia, through about the southern end of St. Mary's, West Virginia, which, of course, that is where I'm from. That's where Dave Wilson is from with the Talk Line. And I drove up there yesterday to inspect the aftermath of Tuesday's storms. Now, they did get rain. Pardon me, they did get torrential rain, but what they dealt with up there was wind damage, and wind damage from what it did turn out to be at least 2 confirmed tornadoes by the National Weather Service that really tore things up from, again, North Belmont, up Route 2, apparently skipped back over to an area near Newport, Ohio, and then came back the St. Mary's just by the High Carpenter Bridge. I know people have seen photos of the signs on the bridge down. And then one that went up, apparently up Route 16, Greens Run, and I believe that one is the one that eventually ended up in Middleburn, Doddridge County. Yeah. Not Middleburn, but Doddridge County. So extensive damage in different areas, and we can talk about that, separate those out here in a moment.
Yeah, because we've been spending so much time talking about flooding, which is horrific flooding in places like, Buckhannon and Weston and those, and we're not trying to say one's worse than the other, whatever. We want to make sure people realize that there are other areas impacted as well by storms same storms, but of a different variety. Brian Hughes is actually, if his schedule works out, is going to join us a little bit later on to talk about that just a little bit. But I mean, the pictures that I saw, some of the things that you had posted on social media, it's pretty extensive damage up there.
Well, let's go to the first main location, which is a mobile home trailer park right there north of Belmont. The Riverview Estates. The people that own that also own Wright's Marine right there, a longtime seller of boats. And they've seen their share of flooding, windstorms right there. That tends to be an area that gets hit a lot, but usually a downed tree or something like that. Yeah. This flipped over mobile homes, campers specifically, at least 2. It practically cut off the tops of trees. You could see where all the trees were snapped. You could see where the power lines were snapped. Aluminum covered carports, just tore apart like they were just ribbons. Nobody hurt. Some were going to be probably out of homes. It sounds like they're all taken care of. I think the Red Cross came in and asked if anyone needed hotels or what have you, and I think they all kind of declined. When I was there, they were cutting up trees and trying to get everything cleared, and everyone just the theme yesterday when I was talking to people yesterday was, we've never seen anything like this before. We've been around forever. We've had mobile homes here like for decades. Never seen anything like this before. And then the other one, the other big damage spot, our friends up at 93R, the longtime radio station in St. Mary's in Pleasance County on top of the hill on Route 16. They lost their transmitter. There was a cell phone tower out that way that got folded in half. And then former State Senator Donna Boley's home completely demolished, lost its roof. Its garage got caved in. A red brick garage literally looked like a bomb went off inside of it and pushed out. Completely destroyed. Former Senator Donna Boley was okay. She was home at the time, but she was okay. Got rescued by a relative, and she's okay. But that, I mean, the people I talked to out there have never seen anything like that before.
And what time frame was this? Because in talking to Brian Hughes, I mean, every part of the state was impacted in one way or the other. Like, we did not get a heck of a lot here in the Kanawha Valley, to be honest with you.
Right.
There was some high winds and tornado warnings, like places like Wayne County, Cabell County, but primarily where I live, Kanawha, Putnam County, we didn't really get a heck of a lot here, at least not like in Charleston proper. What time frame approximately did most of this damage occur up in your neck of the woods?
Here is what I think makes a big difference in why there was no real injuries. Like, no one was hurt. I haven't found any confirmation of anyone being hurt except for Senator Boley's caretaker, who got some, I think, glass in her knee for one of the windows shattering. And I don't even know if they went to the hospital for that or what the story is. But nobody got hurt because this all happened around probably just short of 4:30 p.m. So you either had people that were at work, or people coming home from work, or people just weren't at home at the time.
Yeah, but I wonder about people that were on the road at that time, though.
Yeah.
I mean, when these areas, if people were traveling at that time. It almost seems like, and I think that just goes to show you what a miracle it was if no one was hurt, because you would be in a lot more, in your home, many cases you can go into an interior room away from windows and nothing. But if you're traveling, there's not a whole lot you can do at that point.
I haven't heard about any motorists that were out there during this, though. I'm assuming there probably had to be some.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
St. Mary's is not, the biggest city in the world, so rush hour is not necessarily a thing there. But I drove, from Belmont into St. Mary's, and it's one of the things, before they officially said this was a tornado, the National Weather Service. I'm no expert by any means, not a trained meteorologist like our friend Brian, but I have seen a lot of storms in my time, and you could follow the trail of this. You could follow the snapped power lines and snapped trees. You could see where it had gone up the hill after it came back across from the High Carpenter Bridge in St. Mary's. You could see where it went up the hill above the old Quaker State, Quaker Steak is a restaurant, Quaker State oil refinery that existed in St. Mary's for a long time. You could see where it went up through. It was a trail. It was a trail that I don't know that I've ever seen a microburst do, or the derecho. Of course, that was a different thing. That was more of a wave front versus, a straight line. But this was all a straight line, and it definitely had signs to me. It looked like it had to be a tornado. I don't know what else could do that type of damage and do it in such almost a straight line, follow Route 2 practically all the way up into St. Mary's.
Well, we're certainly hoping that everybody gets back on their feet here real soon. And again, we've had daily check-ins with lots of folks up there. Alex Vederspiel, one of our reporters, is up there. Mayor Robbie Skinner and Buckhannon as well, in that entire area. So appreciate you going up there and trying to keep your listeners or your viewers, I'll get it right, your readers, informed of what was going on. I do want to talk to you about one thing politically before we let you go. And the big story, of course, is Delegate Elliot Pritt, Republican from Fayette County, now charged with enticement of a minor. He made an initial appearance before U.S. magistrate. Now the Speaker of the House has called for his resignation. State Republican Party has called for his resignation. State School Board, they're going to suspend his license and so on and so forth. Your thoughts on all this?
Yeah, I've read all the reporting. I've been so busy the last couple of days with being an informal storm chaser that I've just had to kind of read what everyone else has kind of written about that. I tell you where it's really going to have an effect on things in the future. Rayleigh's Law. If you remember the fight on Rayleigh's Law at particularly the end of the session, that's the bill that would have prevented a parent from taking their kid out of public school if they have an active CPS investigation going on. And Elliot Pritt was one of the Republicans that kind of led the charge on that, talking about the need to defend and protect children and have these charges out, which are just allegations at this point. He's not been convicted of anything, but they're serious allegations. And in light of things he's said in the past about protecting children, if you're following along and you're just reading that or listening to a story on that, boy, it's hard to kind of square those two things together. You said this, but you're being accused of this, and it's coming from the feds. So they've probably got the goods. They've got the digital evidence there, most likely, or they wouldn't have brought any charges. So he's going to have a hard time ahead of him, especially with this pressure to resign.
Yeah, and we do want to, reiterate that everyone is innocent until proven guilty, and but it certainly does not look good for Delegate Pritt at this time. Stephen Allen Adams, Ogden Newspapers. Remind people where they can read your stuff.
Parkersburg News, Wheeling Intel, Weirton Daily Times, Intermountain and Elkins, Martinsburg Journal, and Dominion Post.
All right, Stephen Allen Adams. Appreciate you being here, my friend. Thanks a lot. 2:18. I'm going to get an education from producer Ryan Nicholson when we come back. And the voice of Charleston, WCHS.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Of course, the LVA was brought into my life because I had a severe heart attack in November of 2024. And then I entered into congestive heart failure.
Where he was in the course, we really had to go towards an LVAD.
At that point, I was committed. At that point, I wanted to get better. and I wanted to see what this machine was going to do for me.
With this therapy, he's thriving, doing well. And not only is he living, he's thriving.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
For over 20 years, Dan Cava Toyota World has been more than a dealership. We're family-owned, community-focused, and committed to taking care of our customers long after the sale. Our commitment doesn't stop when you drive off the lot. With factory-trained technicians and a service team you can trust, we're here to keep your vehicle running at its best for years to come. So when it's time to get your next vehicle, choose the dealership that's been serving the community for generations. Visit Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world!
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Looking for a show that talks about everything? You found it.
By the way, I'm really happy to talk about this as opposed to Ryan's opinion that being a sports fan is a bad thing.
He said that it kept him from being stressed about it, not that it was a bad thing, that he didn't have the stress. And, I mean, I've seen you pace.
Yeah, you're only 30 and you look like that.
So true.
Join Dave Weekly and Coop weekdays for Hotline on Metro News Television.
And now we'll go to the Metro News anchor desk for a check of local news.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Greer Industries, improving people's lives for more than a century.
Meteorologist Joe Hansel here with your latest forecast. First, the good news. Today is likely a dry day across the state as search and rescue efforts may still be ongoing for quite some time. Be safe out there if there are still some flooded areas after our extreme rain event that led to up to historic flooding, flash flooding, and river flooding. Another good news thing, these are all of the river and stream observations in the state. Green dots, no flood stage, so all the waters have receded. But that happened after a lot of moderate to major to historic flood stage that occurred. The Sand Run near Buckhannon, for the first time on its record, crested over 10 feet. So a record flood stage happened there, with that event recently. There is a trough extending north over the state. There is a very slight chance of an isolated shower. If any rain occurs, it's little to no additional accumulations. The main front that brought all the rounds of rain is stationary to the south over North Carolina. Charlotte, high of 80. We're watching for flooding and flash flooding potential in areas of the Carolinas where the front is today. Also, on top of all the flooding, flash flooding, and river flooding, we also had a lot of severe weather, a lot of damaging wind reports. Some northern areas of the state, I'm still seeing some power outages reports late this morning. From Panhandle to Panhandle, upper 70s for highs, upper 50s for lows, dry. Eastern Panhandle, highs approaching 80, dry. Lows in the 50s tonight. Across our northern areas, still observing some power outages. Be safe out there if there are any flooded areas that still have to be not flooding. It may still take some time to remove all that water. Lows near 60. And to the south, likely dry. High near 81 in Huntington. In Charleston, a slight chance of a shower on Saturday. Better chances for the weekend south. Better chances of rain do return next week. I'll have to keep eyes on Monday night, Tuesday, risk of thunderstorms.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
The 2026 West Virginia Prep Football Showcase partnered with Coalfields & Company.
The premier program across all classes in the state.
Analysis from Travis Jones and Joe Bricado. See the players and program shaping the 2026 season. Watch high school football athletes compete in the 40-yard dash, 5-10-5 shuttle, and broad jump. Streaming live July 25th on Metro News Television, YouTube, and Facebook.
When you hired me, you were 29. You seemed like you were 50 when you were 29. You were running that thing like a 50-year-old man. All right, we got to go get some tape. Come on, get out of there.
I think I've sort of always been 50, and I think I'm 50 now.
Yeah, me too.
That's
me too.
a great point.
Join Tony Caridi, Brad Howe, and Hoppy Kercheval for Three Guys Before the Game. Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at wvmetronewstv.com.
Thank you for caring.
This is Metro News Midday, presented by Salango Law. SalangoLaw.com.
Welcome back to the show. 26 away from 3 o'clock here on a Thursday afternoon. One step closer to the weekend. Metro News Midday is powered by Salango Law. Visit SalangoLaw.com. Open line West Virginia, 1-800-765-TALK. Text 304 Talk 304. I do want to mention this. WVRC media stations in Charleston and Morgantown are collecting flood relief items to be given to flood victims in north central West Virginia. Now, we have two different events going on. One of those is here tomorrow in Charleston on our parking lot, which is at 1111 Virginia Street East in Charleston. We'll start at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, go until 6 o'clock tomorrow night. And what we are doing is we are collecting items to be given to flood victims. And primarily what we're looking for, the standard cleaning items. We need brooms. We need industrial type brooms. We need mops. Buckets are about the best thing that you can get. The big industrial buckets, because we can put a lot of other stuff in that. These are easily available at your local hardware stores. You can go to, whether you prefer Lowe's, Target, whatever the case may be, Menards, any of those. And that's what we're looking for. Gloves are good. Boots, things that we can help to send up there to folks that are cleaning up. So again, this is happening tomorrow on our parking lot, which is at 1111 Virginia Street East in Charleston, 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. And then on Monday, same time frame, the folks at WVRC Media out of our Morgantown cluster are going to be at the Suncrest Town Center. And again, bottled water, cleaning supplies. And by the way, we do want to mention cash. Now, we in Charleston are working with the American Red Cross on this because cash sometimes goes a lot farther than anything else does. And we actually had an incident here in Charleston on the local show this morning where attorney Harvey Payton, who's based in Nitro, and he's had a long-time show in our local station here in Charleston. He's been on Talkline, of course, in the past as well. Harvey Payton challenged other attorneys and other folks in the Charleston area and just basically said, look, on behalf of my law firm, I am going to give $500. I'm challenging other law firms or other businesses in Charleston to do $500. And we had several that stepped up to the plate. And so Mr. Payton said, I'll give $5. If I can get 3 or so to give $5, then I'll give another $500 we're talking about. And again, it goes to the American Red Cross. So thank you very much to everybody that did that, and attorney Harvey Payton and the Payton Law Firm, which is located in Nitro. We appreciate you stepping up to the plate. So again, we'll be doing ours in Charleston tomorrow on our parking lot, 1111 Virginia Street East in Charleston. And the way our parking lot is set up, you don't even have to get out of your car. We'll have staff members out there starting about 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, going till 6 o'clock tonight, and you can basically just do a big loop around the parking lot. We'll collect your items, and you can keep going. And from time to time, we've been known to throw in a little station swag, maybe some coupons to get you some food from somewhere or something like that. So that's when ours is. It's on our parking lot, 1111 Virginia Street East in Charleston, 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. tomorrow. And then in Morgantown, those folks will be doing it at Suncrest Town Center come Monday. And big shout out to the folks at Titan Roofing for helping a lot of this to happen, and also West Virginia Association of Fairs and Festivals as well. 23 minutes away from 3 o'clock. Along those same lines, text says, could you collect from other towns? I'm thinking the city of Hurricane would be a good drop-off. Thank you. Well, I will say this about, I'm glad that you said that, because one of our sister stations here in Charleston, Superstar Country 96.1 KWS, they've got a live event tonight in Valley Park, which is located in Tays Valley, Hurricane area, and Rob Reel from KWS will be there live tonight. They do a thing at the market or at the park called the Night Market from time to time, and Rob and the folks at KWS will be there for rodeo night tonight. They're going to have a band playing and all kinds of food trucks and things of that nature. So cruise on over there and say hello to Rob, and you can drop off items for him there tonight. I'm sure he would be glad to take them from you. Text, going back to early in the show, Dr. Angie Settle is a local treasurer. We are very blessed that she chooses to do her work here. I could not agree more. She absolutely is. And again, we want to get into some other things other than just the flood coverage, because you folks have been patient letting us talk, to our friends in north central West Virginia that are still recovering and will be from some time from the flood and tornadoes and so on and so forth. So we'll allow some other things outside those areas today, including this one. This has to do with the ambulance trial in Charleston. Now, let me kind of catch everybody up around the state. A couple of months ago, there was a man that was killed in the Elkview area. He jumped, and I don't want to put too much into this. To just say there was an incident, and there were two young ambulance drivers. They both actually been fired from the Kanawha County Emergency Ambulance Service Authority, and the trial is set to begin soon. And only one of the drivers was charged, and she's charged with a litany of things. And her attorneys, and we have the story, you can find it at wvmetronews.com. The young lady's attorneys has asked for a change of venue to get it out of Kanawha County, and also they're asking for a sealed location, meaning that pretty much we don't know where it's taking place, and that's, I think, kind of up in the air right now. But the text says, of course, they don't want the ambulance driver's trial to be held in Charleston. No way they can get a fair trial here. So the Greenbrier text says, can we just get this whole Greenbrier thing over with and put it in the hands of someone who can actually run it right, according to a texter. Text, I pray that the state doesn't abandon the people in the flooded areas like they did in Ohio County. My area in Kanawha County was never helped by the state. We were flooded. they will leave and not return. It is sad. I certainly hope not. Text, when everyone and their grandma can stand united against flock cameras, our elected officials should stand up and listen. I agree, says the texter, with something I heard on your text line the other day. Any elected official who can't face his or her constituents in a town hall type setting, whether they are scared or not, shouldn't be in office, period. Text, Trump does nuclear deal with the Saudi terrorists that attacked America on 9/11. All this stuff with the Greenbrier, Dave, is such a bad look for the state. The justices need to go. 1-800-765-TALK. That is the phone number. Text 304-TALK 304. It's 2:41. Tomorrow, every Friday, we do the thing we call the lunch spot. We go around the state of West Virginia and put great lunch, dinner spots, bakeries, sports bars, fine dining, whatever. But we're doing something a little bit different tomorrow. We've got our man Alex Vieterspield, who's on the ground up there right now in the impacted areas of north central West Virginia. And he mentioned it last hour when we talked to him that there were a couple of restaurants that basically just opened their doors, giving away free food, allowing people to charge their phones and devices and things of that nature. So, that having been said, if you're in one of those areas and you know somebody that owns one of these places that's been, or the manager or whatever, that's been out there serving food to first responders or to residents that have lost everything, we want to spotlight them tomorrow. We'll get back to the normal type eating establishments next week. But look, if it's a church that's opened up their doors and said, we're feeding people, we want to hear about it. And that's going to be our lunch spot tomorrow. Alex is out there looking for us, but I know you folks in those areas, you probably know some as well. Drop us an email, midday@wvmetronews.com, midday@wvmetronews.com, or reach out to either Amanda or myself on social media, Dave Allen Radio on Facebook for me, or at DaveA70 on X. It's Open Line West Virginia at 2:42. We'll take a break and come back after this.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
For over 20 years, Dan Cava Toyota World has been more than a dealership. We're family-owned, community-focused, and committed to taking care of our customers long after the sale. Our commitment doesn't stop when you drive off the lot. With factory-trained technicians and a service team you can trust, we're here to keep your vehicle running at its best for years to come. So when it's time to get your next vehicle, choose the dealership that's been serving the community for generations. Visit Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at wvhtf.org.
Of course, the LVA was brought into my life because I had a severe heart attack in November of 2024. And then I entered into congestive heart failure.
Where he was in the course, we really had to go towards an LVAD.
At that point, I was committed. At that point, I wanted to get better, and I wanted to see what this machine was going to do for me.
With this therapy, he's thriving, doing well. And not only is he living, he's thriving.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Looking for a show that talks about everything? You found it.
By the way, I'm really happy to talk about this as opposed to Ryan's opinion that being a sports fan is a bad thing.
He said that it kept him from being stressed about it, not that it was a bad thing, that he didn't have the stress. And, I mean, I've seen you pace.
Yeah, you're only 30 and you look like that.
So true.
Join Dave Weekly and Coop weekdays for Hotline on Metro News Television.
Welcome back to the show. 14 away from 3 on a Thursday afternoon. Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Ryan Nicholson, Stephanie Pauly, our producers today. Metro News Midday, heard all over the great state of West Virginia. Great radio stations like WSLW White Sulphur Springs, WKKX and WVLY in Wheeling, WEPM Martinsburg, WAJR in Morgantown, WKLP Kaiser, WVW Logan, WKMZ Clarksburg, WD&E in Elkins, WCHS for flagship here in Charleston, and WJLS in Beckley. 1-800-765-TALK, text 304-TALK 304. Text, when was the last time any of our elected officials had a real town hall with actual questions with real constituents? Most Democrats will, and some Republicans do, but not nearly enough, says the texter. Well, you know, the Democrats went out on that, what they call the kitchen table tour several months ago. And again, let me see, how can I say this with all due respect? I am one who understands the seriousness of the safety issues in the current climate that we're in. But I also think that there is something to be said for doing just that, and that is getting out. And, I mean, when you sign your name to run for public office, you know that in our society today that comes with a certain responsibility. And I do believe that one of those, this is my opinion, and some Republicans or Democrats may disagree with me, and that's okay. I do think that there is a certain responsibility with meeting with your constituents. And we've all seen the videos. We've talked about them on the show and other places. We've all seen the videos where they turn into shouting matches and police have to get involved and so on and so forth. But and that's unacceptable, in my opinion. Let me just go on the record as saying that is unacceptable. But there's a responsibility, I think, with meeting with your public. I'll say that. Text, I don't break the law, so I have nothing to worry about with lock cameras. Only criminals do. Well, it goes... Appreciate the text, but it goes well beyond that. Text, could there be any lower-hanging fruit for ridicule than a Republican having inappropriate relations with a child? Just another day in the GOP. Sad, says the texter. Well, what Delegate Pritt is accused of, and let me again reiterate, is being accused of, is horrific. But I don't think that this goes along party lines because I will point out, not to pile on here, but Delegate Pritt is a former Democrat. And I don't think party matters in this situation. I really don't. I think there's just as much bad stuff going on both sides. I really, again, innocent till proven guilty. Let me make that statement. But if you want to throw party into it, this is a former Democrat who switched his party to Republican. I don't think any of that matters. It shouldn't matter, but I'm just stating it for the fact. Text, great to hear Brian Hughes on your stations. He was good on TV. Well, don't tell him that, for gosh sakes. Keep the guy in check. He did do it. I have to give the guy credit. He did a fantastic job with our weather reports. I mean, I think he told me he slept about 45 minutes at one point, and I said, "Well, you slacker, you stay awake." Text, can we just leave homeschool families alone and focus on improving our public schools now? Says the texter. Text, Dr. Angie Settle is a superhero. I would agree. She's the CEO, the head of Health Right here in Charleston. Had her on during the 12 o'clock hour. They are headed at some point in the next couple days up to the flooded areas to see how they can help with medications and things of that nature, whether they do it physically or whether they do it on site here in Charleston, because that's one of the things I think that kind of gets lost in these situations that you have with this horrific flooding and the tornadoes that we had in north central West Virginia, is that when everything, and Angie, I think in her interview brought up a really good point, if your house is flooded and you're trying to get to higher ground, you're going to grab the kids, you're going to grab your spouse, you're going to grab the pets, maybe a picture album, might not think about the medications. And literally for some people, these medications are, you miss a pill, you miss one, and you're in bad shape. And so that's what Health Right here in Charleston is trying to do, is just trying to help facilitate and get the people the medications that they need. So I agree. God bless her. Text, he's not a Democrat and hasn't been for years. Yeah, that's what I said. He was registered. This person was registered as a Democrat and became a Republican. I'm just throwing it out there. Doesn't matter what the party is, though, at all, in my opinion. Text Dave, I'm puzzled. The Republicans want Pritt to resign for what he's accused of with a minor, but support Trump. And he was convicted of sexual misconduct. We don't even know what the Epstein files has on him. What's going on with these Republicans? Text, hey MAGAs, how many embarrassing things does Trump have to do in ways to shame this country before you finally say enough is enough? What is your limit, or what is your final straw? All right. Text, so Pritt chose the party that aligns with his values the most. Is that what you're insinuating, Dave? I'm not insinuating anything. I'm just saying he was a Democrat that became a Republican. That's all I'm saying. I don't know, and I don't even know the guy. I don't think I've ever met him. I don't know anything about it. I'm just saying that for the record, for these people that are saying, well, it's just another Republican that at one time he's a Democrat. But again, let me state for the 89th time, the party does not matter in this case. It does not matter whatsoever. The amount of people using this young girl's abuse as a way to bash political opponents is sickening. Could not agree more with you, Texter. Text, if I get a ticket on a flock camera, I'll see you in court. Says a Texter. Well, that is certainly, you are right. 1-800-765-TALK, text 304-TALK 304. I got a couple things I want to cover, but I need to take the break. First, we'll take the break, and we'll wrap it up after this.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
For over 20 years, Dan Cava Toyota World has been more than a dealership. We're family-owned, community-focused, and committed to taking care of our customers long after the sale. Our commitment doesn't stop when you drive off the lot. With factory-trained technicians and a service team you can trust, we're here to keep your vehicle running at its best for years to come. So when it's time to get your next vehicle, choose the dealership that's been serving the community for generations. Visit Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the road.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Of course, the LVA was brought into my life because I had a severe heart attack in November of 2024. And then I entered into congestive heart failure.
Where he was in the course, we really had to go towards an LVAD.
At that point, I was committed. At that point, I wanted to get better, and I wanted to see what this machine was going to do for me.
With this therapy, he's thriving, doing well. And not only is he living, he's thriving.
The 2026 West Virginia Prep Football Showcase partnered with Coalfields and Company.
The premier program across all classes in the state.
Analysis from Travis Jones and Joe Bricado. See the players and program shaping the 2026 season. Watch high school football athletes compete in the 40-yard dash, 5-10-5 shuttle, and broad jump. Streaming live July 25th on MetroNews Television, YouTube, and Facebook.
Welcome back to the show. Do want to remind you, big doings here at 1111, as we affectionately call 1111 Virginia Street East in Charleston, the home of WVRC Media Charleston. Tomorrow we're doing our donation drive for the flood victims in north central West Virginia. We'll hit the parking lot about 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, go till 6 o'clock tomorrow night. Cleaning supplies, bottled water, cases of bottled water, whatever you can give us. We can also take cash. We're working with the American Red Cross on this. They were working as of earlier today to try to set up a QR code or something like that. I'll try to get an update on that a little bit later on. But the bottom line is, if you're in the Charleston area tomorrow, come join us on our parking lot. 1111 Virginia Street East, just down from Charleston Catholic High School, 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. tomorrow. All of our stations will be out there. And if you're planning on going to Hurricane tonight to Tays Valley, because it's night market night weekly.
What?
At Valley Market. Valley Market. It's a place that used to be open in Logan. At Valley Park, I should say. Valley Park. Rob Reel from 96.1 KWS will be there tonight. It's rodeo night. They got a band playing. Rob will also be collecting items there. Now, that's for Charleston. Monday, they're doing a similar event in Morgantown at Suncrest Town Center there. Again, collecting sorts of the same thing. Big shout out to folks at Titan for making it all possible. That sound you hear, by the way, that is Dave Weekly.
I just want to add that I take cash.
I know you do.
Yeah, I take cash.
You're stepping on my intro.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's noted, the inspiration for Philo Beto's orangutan in every which way but loose and any which way you can. It's Dave Weekly.
Yeah, I have arms like a monkey. Yeah, I do. It's so frustrating.
All right, what you got on the show today?
Well, what we're talking a little bit about, Brett Michaels has revealed that he got kidney stones that he suffered through 3 consecutive shows before he had surgery in Spokane, Washington. The first place he had the kidney stones that he mentioned by name was Charleston.
All right.
So that happened at the regatta. It was like the regatta, then somewhere in Pennsylvania, then on an Air Force base in Spokane, and then he went right to the hospital, had surgery, and he was, he broke this story yesterday. So the question of the day today has to do with, when have you powered through at work or for your family because of injury or illness?
Okay, all right.
And you've got some you're a pretty good example of that.
Giving new meaning to you got it.
Yeah, pretty much.
That makes me cringe even thinking about it.
I know.
I've never done the kidney stone thing.
Now, remember how hot it was that night?
Oh,
poor brother. Yeah.
Oh, no.
But so funny.
He came to Charleston and got kidney stones, is what you're saying.
Or, well, they didn't emerge as a problem until he got here.
Okay. All right. Hotline's coming up on many of the same Metro News stations. Producer and segment star Ryan Nicholson,
I know, he's
who was
breaking
on the show
out
today. By the way, we owe you $1.38 for using him today. So, Ryan Nicholson, thank you so much. Stephanie Pauly as well. We'll see you tomorrow. Till then, have fun and love somebody.